What if ancient wisdom could speak directly to your life today? Welcome to Torah from Boca, where Rabbi David Baum brings the heart of Jewish tradition to the modern world. Each week, discover powerful lessons from Torah from Boca Raton, one of the fastest-growing Jewish populations in the world. We explore stories of leadership, resilience, and compassion, and help you find meaning for every stage of your journey. Whether you're a lifelong learner or just curious, tune in and let our Torah inspire you. Listen now to Torah from Boca with Rabbi David Baum.
If anyone's seen a really good movie with a climax at the end, and then there's all these things at the beginning, and everyone forgets because they're thinking about what's going to happen. One of the problems with the Torah is that we all know what's going to happen, right? So that's why I want to talk about an aspect of this portion that very few people talk about, but there's a lot there. It's the beginning of Parshat Beshalach, often kind of an afterthought. But there are some incredible insights I wanted to share. And it's really the first 3 lines. You could open up to your book. You could see it. There's this line there. Vayasev Elohim et ha'am derech hamidbar v'yamsu chamushim alu b'nei Israel meretz Mitzrayim. So God led the people round about by the way of the wilderness at the Sea of Reeds. And the Israelites went up armed out of the land of Egypt. So there's so much there, but I wanted to focus on one word, which is this word chamushim, which means armed. They went armed. Now, how did former slaves get weapons? And at the very same time as all this is happening, Moses is looking for, anyone know? Joseph's bones. Anyone know how long has Joseph been dead by now? 400 years. So he's going on a scavenger hunt for the bones of Joseph, and they're looking for arms. So what is happening? According to the plain meaning of the text, likely chamushim means that they were weapons. But Rashi, at the end of his commentary, offers another interpretation. He says chamushim comes from the Hebrew word chamesh, which means 5. He says that, quoting the midrash, only 1/5 of the Israelites made it from slavery to freedom. 1/5. The midrash plays on that root, saying that they died during the 3 days of darkness. And there are many reasons the midrash gives. Some said they were wicked. Some said they were too comfortable. They couldn't leave Egypt. Some said they lacked faith. Others said they couldn't leave slavery behind them. They couldn't leave the past behind them. Whatever the reason, the tradition insists on one striking claim. Only 1/5 of the Israelites who went through the plagues walked from slavery into freedom. I taught this Friday morning during our Friday morning minyan class, little plug, 8 a.m. But I had this epiphany as I was talking to the Jews around me. Every Jew alive, everyone who calls themselves a Jew today, you are descendants. We are descendants of the 1/5. Whether through slaughter, forced conversions, assimilation, the other 4/5 were lost. We are that remnant. And this realization tells us something about ourselves that we might not recognize. We are a resilient people. Generation after generation, that remnant, us, we are still here. Larger and stronger than ever before in Jewish history. And yet we still live in the shadow of catastrophe. This week we marked International Holocaust Remembrance Day. As we know, during the Holocaust, 6 million Jews were murdered. European Jewry was decimated. In Poland, where half my family is from, 90% of the Jewish population were killed. That means 1 out of only 10 Jews survived. Less than the 1/5 that survived out of Egypt. And I am a direct descendant of that 1/10. It was on this day, this week, that my grandparents, whose names I think are up there, Abraham and Eva Musman, were liberated on January 27, 1945, by the Soviet Army from Auschwitz, where they spent 4 years. Some of my earliest childhood memories, because they raised my brother and I, were of looking at the numbers on their arms, not really understanding what they were, but I'll never forget them. We're not that far removed from that past, from those years, or from the anti-Semitism that made those years possible. The photographs we see from the past, they might be in black and white, but their descendants who knew them in life are very much alive today. And I'm one of them. And I bet some of you are too. This week, I couldn't help but think of another return, the return of Ron Gvili, a 24-year-old Israeli police officer who was killed while fighting Hamas terrorists on October 7th, 2023. This week, the nation of Israel, the Jewish people, removed their yellow pins and ribbons that they've been wearing for 843 days. And while we're reminded of the yellow stars our people were once forced to wear as they were numbered for death, we also look at those yellow ribbons. There's a connection. Gvili's return fulfilled a national obligation to bring every hostage home, live or dead, Jewish or not. And in this week's Parsha, as the people are leaving Egypt, Moses fulfills that obligation. He takes the bones of Joseph and he says, God will surely take notice of you, and you shall carry up my bones from here with you. That's what Joseph said. And 400 years later, Moses fulfills that oath that he never took himself, but one that he understood he was bound to honor. Our tradition teaches us that bodies, both living and dead, are sacred and deserve dignity. And this week, the Jewish people fulfilled that unwritten promise, an unspoken oath that we make to every single Jew. You will not be forgotten. We will not leave you behind. All of us here are descendants of the 1/5, the remnant that keep walking, the people who carried bones through deserts across generations because forgetting was never an option. To be a Jew is to carry what others would rather abandon. Names, bodies, stories, promises. We move them into an uncertain future, and we say they still matter. We carry our people in our bones. And that is how we cross the sea. That is how we survive. And that is how we stand here now. And that is the oath we continue to keep.
If you found inspiration in today's episode of Torah from Boca, please visit Rabbi David Baum at Congregation Sha'arei Kodesh in Boca Raton. Discover more of his teachings and community work by visiting rabbidavidbaum.com. Subscribe, share, and join us again as we connect ancient wisdom to the challenges of today. Thank you for listening.